Hey everyone, this is Bhuvan. As part of the series to help transforming India and the world through education, this is one more in the line of a specialization, which is project management. So, as part of this series, I would try to present some videos, I would try to present some concepts in project management, demystified in a way that everyone could understand. By everyone, I mean not just project management professionals, but also non project management people, and more importantly, children and their parents. I'll try to take up one concept at a time, make some snippets, maybe 10-minute podcasts, 15-minute videos, or sometimes more elaborate videos like half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, and try to explain some of the so-called complex concepts in a way that you can not only understand but also can implement it in your everyday life or work. The current video is an extended version of a TEDx like talk I gave to Project Management Institute's Kerala chapter recently. It's on the concept of tough love. So let's see what tough love is. The title of this video is Let Me See You Fail, Practical Tips for Losing Your Best Employees. Wow, Bhuvan, is it really true that you are going to explain to us how to lose employees? Is it not that we have to see how we can retain our best employees? Well, let me tell you why it is important that your associates, that is your team members, not just curse you, but they also want to leave you, and why it is good for them. So let's get into this topic now. Just a friendly warning, maybe as a comic relief, these suggestions are meant to be implemented at the workplace with your team and not at home with your spouse. Any physical damage that may result in because you're trying to apply it at home, well, I would not take responsibility for it. Now that apart, let's start with this video. Tough love. What is tough love? Tough love, there are two parts to it. Love is one part, which is the motherly part. Tough is the other part, which is the fatherly part. In most of the leadership trainings, in almost all interventions, they usually talk about being goody to your team, uh, having appreciation meetings, and doing ooh la la, having all the fun and being nice. All these are great, but one often forgotten aspect of leadership is also toughness. This is difference between really caring for your team and just showing outwardly that you care for them and doing nothing in reality what they need. That is called tough love. It is how a dad disciplines a child, unlike a mother who just showers affection and love. So, before we start, let me try to ask you a series of 6 questions. If you have a pen and paper next to you, you can start giving yourself some marks for each of these questions. If you don't have a pen and paper with you, it's alright. You can mentally do some mathematics. Every time the answer is yes to one of these questions, please give yourself a 1. If it's a no, do nothing, the score is 0. At the end of the 6th question, you sum up all the ones that you have got, all the yes answered questions, and then see how much score you have given. Just a quick test. So, here is the first question. At work, do you want your associates to fail? Yes, I said fail. Do you want your associates to curse you? Mhm. Third, do you want your associates to leave your team or organization? Well, it's not reverse logic. As I told you earlier, I am not going to teach you tips how not to do all these things, but why you must do all these things. So let's go to the second set of questions. These are at home or generally in life, not necessarily at work. Question 4. Are you a dad at work? Are you the tough guy or are you that goody goody motherly kind of person at work? It's gender indifferent. Fifth question: do you discipline your child? Oof, no, it's not child molestation. No, no. Do you discipline your child? Need not necessarily mean spanking. You can also discipline your child in other ways. Positive reinforcement. Sometimes you can give them impositions. Sometimes you can ask them to repeat certain things. Anything that you do to discipline your child, you do that. And the last question, perhaps the most important question of the lot. After this, you can sum up your scores. Do you like monkeys? Well, that was unexpected, right? No problem. So, what is your score? If you got anything more than 3, well, you're already halfway through what we are going to see here. If you got less than 3, well, you have been spoiled by all these leadership interventions. You have been spoiled into believing that leadership means being only good to people. Well, there's quite a lot for you to learn through this session. A word of caution to those of you who got 0. 0 means you answered no even to this one question: do you like monkeys? If you don't really like monkeys, well, I don't know what to say. So, before we jump into some tips and tricks, let me give you a small backstory. You like stories, right? Well, the tips, the tools and techniques that I'm going to share with you through this video, these I learned or I implemented during one of my past experiences as a manager of a team. Some years back, we were given a project by our counterparts or customers, and this was a project where we were expected to fail. Nobody expected anybody to succeed in this project. It was basically everyone had given up on this. So they said, anyway, let's give this to this team. Anyway, they are not going to succeed. But if they fail, it's okay. We got some scapegoats. We also will shield them. So nobody loses in reality, even if somebody really loses the project. Nobody expected us to succeed. It was, after all, in engineering, what you call as a reverse engineering project. Not much work, real challenging work to do. Not many challenging tasks, not many incentives like on-site opportunities, not even much visibility. And the team was formed by picking people from other teams, and these people who were taken from other teams, on paper they were not supposed to be really needed in those teams, but in reality they were people of really great attitude. They were a wonderful team, but considering the nature of the project, considering the motivation levels, we were not expected to succeed. But for those of you who know a little bit of project management, the triple constraints of scope, schedule and cost, this was one of the rarest occasions that we bet the triple constraints. We delivered the project much ahead of schedule. We delivered it by consuming lesser budget than planned, under budget. Strangely, we also did a little bit of more activities, little bit more scope we delivered than was originally planned. I know it sounds impossible. Let's not get into the nuances. But the bottom line is we succeeded where we were not expected to. But wait, there's something more interesting, something more important. During this time, whenever there were associate satisfaction surveys where the team members had to rate the manager, I used to get very poor reviews, red reviews. Not so good as a manager. Your team members tell you that you are not taking care of their career, you are throwing them into non-challenging tasks, you are not appreciating them visibly, and not many opportunities for growth, blah blah blah. Red, red, red everywhere. One of the poorest managers in the organization, probably. No, I'm not sure, but probably. At the same time, some of the managers around me used to get good and green feedbacks. Everything is great, hi, great manager, everything. But do you know, the strangest thing is, During the entire duration of the project, of about 1.5 years roughly, not a single associate resigned. Not a single person resigned from the team. Whatever resignations happened after the end of the project due to circumstances beyond the conditions of the project. But during the entire duration of this so-called non-motivating, non-challenging, no incentives, no visibility project, not a single team member resigned. Right? There's more. At the end of this project, also when a new organization was formed, many of the team members who worked under me, they were chosen to lead some other teams in various capacities at a time when there was dearth of leadership skills. There were leaders emerging from my team at all levels. They could easily get into other teams and fit in as leaders, as managers, as people leaders. So what exactly did we do as a team? We, not I, but we did as a team that was different or that was special. That is what I wanted to share with you, my knowledge, my experience. There are certain things that we did. 6 principles. First of them, मेरा number कब आएगा? Means, when will my number come? One thing we did well is we did not give too much importance to seniority. We did not wait for a team member to get enough years of experience to be doing something or to be taking up some responsibility commensurate with their experience. So even people with as less as 2 years of experience, they were thrown into the deep end of the pool. They were given customer facing responsibilities. They were given responsibilities for planning, for tracking the tasks. Some of the tasks they were tracking also were that of senior team members. Well, there are egos floating around, but they got support from the leadership, which is me. People did not have to wait for the numbers to come. Attitude and performance was all that mattered, so there was never a time to wait for their number to come. Next, the principle of I want to see you fail first. Well, this may be interesting. Usually, whenever someone joins a team, whenever you meet a team member, you tell them, hey, I want to see you succeed. But I used to employ the principle always. I wanted to see anyone in my team to fail first. Whenever they succeeded in a task, they were given even more challenging tasks. They never got appreciation for succeeding or for delivering the tasks well. They were pushed on and on till they failed. The advantage was, by making them fail, we were able to see what the limit was, and together as a team, we were able to work on them crossing that limit and then pushing the limit further. We, especially I, was actually not interested in seeing them succeed. Rather, I wanted to see where they failed, what was the limit, and then use that lesson to push the limits further. At the beginning, team members were not happy. This guy, my leader, never appreciates me. But over a period of time, they realized and they took pride in failing. And there was lots of trepidation in the team, lots of uncertainty whenever someone succeeded. Oops, I have succeeded. I know what's in store. I'm going to get a tougher task. And there used to be a sense of happiness when people failed. So this was a culture where failure was celebrated, in fact encouraged, where we could understand the limits and push that. So I want to see you fail first. Next, I'm not interested in your facts. What next? So team members used to come to me and say, hey Juan, I do not have that equipment, I do not have this input, I'm not getting this support, I don't have this, I don't have that. I always used to tell them rudely, alright, you have stated the facts, what are you going to do about that? Neither you nor I are paid to state facts. Facts are existing everywhere. I know you don't have this. I know that you don't have something needed to do this job. So what? If our job is to state facts, my kid, your kid can do this job much better than us. We as professionals are not paid to state facts. to state what is not, rather to work beyond what is not, despite what we do not have, and to deliver. So do not please come to me stating the facts. I'm not interested in them. Tell me what you would like to do next. What would you like to do about the facts and how to go beyond facts? What support do you need from me as a leader? We can work together. Then we talk. Similarly, I am not here to babysit you. It's your decision. People used to also come to me often saying, hey Bhuvan, these are the facts and we need to take a decision. So what could we do? I used to stare blankly back at them. Bhuvan, you are quiet. Oh, sorry, did you expect me to say something? We asked you for a decision. Oh, decision. Well, the last time I checked, I get X lakhs of salary, you get Y lakhs of salary. I have a job to do, you have a job to do. This is your task and you are supposed to take a decision. If I take your decision, why are you here? Better. I would want you to live and die by your decision. There is no right or wrong decision. There is only a timely decision. If you take a wrong decision and you fail, I am here to cushion you. I put you in that role. You were never expected to deliver anyway. So, who is responsible? Who takes the blame? Me. But if you succeed, you succeeded beyond all expectations, despite the fact that you never had the experience. So the credit is all yours. So you take your decision, you suffer for your decisions, I will suffer along with you, but do not make others like me take your decision. Here comes monkeys. Again, I back to those who said, I don't like monkeys. I don't carry your monkeys, you carry mine. You see, in 1974, way back in 1974, there was a beautiful research done and an article was published on Harvard Business Review, even as recently as 1999, yeah, 21 years back. They say, whenever you get a task, a responsibility, it is like one additional monkey on your back. As a professional, you have to delegate your tasks. Delegating means, first, pushing your monkeys to someone else's back, and second, not taking someone else's monkeys on your back. The more and more tasks you take, the more and more monkeys you build, and that's not a sign of a good professional. So what we did in our team is, we tried to push as many monkeys as possible to the others whom we wanted to learn. We never took the monkeys on our back. So when people used to come for tasks, come for help, they used to come to me for help. I gave them enough information with which they could explore more and take their own decisions and learn. I never did their tasks. And the unwritten rule in the team was, whenever someone comes to you for help, give them enough information that will trigger their curiosity and will point them in the right direction, but never give solution. Never carry someone else's monkey on your back. And where possible, you push your monkey to someone else's back. Only for a small time the monkeys will keep rotating across backs. After some time they will start falling off. So never carry your monkeys. Never carry anyone's monkeys. So there is a small difference between giving a task and giving a responsibility. We used to give responsibilities to team members. We never used to give tasks. When you give a responsibility, there's 100% guarantee that the person will succeed. And last but not the least, when some team members felt that there was no more challenge and they wanted to leave either the team or the organization, I used to have a discussion with them, honestly discuss threadbare the situation, what is in store for them. And if I was not in a position to feed them with more challenges, I happily and wholeheartedly allowed them to leave. Not, of course, outside the organization, but to other teams. By discussing with other managers that there are potential opportunities. For example, these are people with leadership skills, with technical skills. They are willing to take up responsibility, and there always used to be requirement in the other teams, and there were people in my team who were looking for challenges, so it was a perfect fit. Happily allowed them to leave. I never held them back. It is like your kids. After some time, you have to allow your kids to leave. And as a parent, you always take the utmost pride when you see your kids succeed beyond your wildest imaginations. You would never have even imagined for yourself. Your kids succeed beyond your imaginations. You will only be happy and proud. You will never be jealous. Your team members are like your kids. Only thing I'm asking you not to be a mom, but to be a dad, to be tough. Allow them to leave if they can blossom better somewhere else out there. But there is something called the Kumbaya Trap. For those of you who do not know Kumbaya, you can Google it. Kumbaya is more of a goody goody situation, a happy situation where everyone says, hey Kumbaya, everything is good. There's a great, beautiful atmosphere in the team. Yes, you need a great atmosphere, you need a beautiful atmosphere in the team, but do not fall into the trap of being only goody goody and forgetting the bad essentials, the basics. Never let you or your team members fall into the Kumbaya trap where you overlook some realities, some necessities, some necessary tough actions in favor of having only a good atmosphere, always smiling atmosphere in the team. That's a trap. Please do not fall for it. But hold on. Is it as simple as that? Can you very simply speak rudely to your team members? Can you simply ask them to leave? Can you simply tell them get lost? You should, but you can't. Remember, these things work better, or they will only work when there is also something else in the team. I never told you that you should not care for your team members. I have only been discussing how you should express that care. Not by always smiling, not only by always standing up and clapping and appreciating. Once in a while you can do that, but in this session we are going to see the opposite side also. So the way how you really care for them, that's really important. The first and foremost thing in that list is credibility. Credibility in this case means showing them real care and showing it visibly. For example, you don't tell them I care for you by just smiling at them, by outwardly praising them, but you show them you really care for them, really, and show it visibly. How? By giving them tougher challenges, by backing them up when they make mistakes, by not trashing them, by making them take their own decisions as we saw earlier, and if they fail, by cushioning them, and if they succeed, by giving them all the credit. Never steal credits, never throw blames. A leader is never a credit stealer nor a blame thrower. This is credibility. And your team members should know visibly that even if you are outwardly angry at them, even if you never appreciate them with words, you know that their good interest is in your heart. This is credibility, and show it visibly. Next, give them what they need, not what they want. Sometimes what they want is appreciation, outwardly clapping. Once in a while, fine. I'm not saying you should never do that, but once in a while, fine. But as a tough leader, you must give them what they need. What they need are opportunities to fail. More and more chances that they can fail and know the limits and can push them. What they need are growth opportunities. What they want, maybe outward appreciation. Very rarely. You can give them once in a while, but always give them what they need, not what they want. Letting go. Yes, you must let go your team members, but not just like that. Prepare them in such a way that they grow wings, that they are ready to blossom. And then, if you can't create a situation in your team by giving them opportunities where they can spread their wings or blossom, let them go. Outside your team, within your organization or elsewhere, if they blossom, they will definitely blossom. Be happy. You should be proud. When our team members used to message me, hey Bhuvan, now I am in this company, I am in this role, blah blah blah, and I realized that they could not have reached that within my own team, and that they blossomed and they got so much opportunity only after they left my team. I never felt bad. I felt happy, I felt proud, because I knew that it was a tough leadership and the growth opportunities. Mera number ka baayega. You remember that? By giving them opportunities much before the number could ever have come. Only by doing this, they could prepare themselves for the tougher roles outside. So today, they are in good roles, not because they left my team, but because they got groomed within the team and they fluttered their wings, they blossomed once they were outside where they got more opportunities. Prepare them. Then when letting go makes any sense. Give them a shoulder to cry. Create an atmosphere where team members can curse you freely in private, in team meetings, but not with outsiders. Your team is still internal. Give them a shoulder to cry. Listen out to them. It is like your spouse or like your child. Tough love is only meaningful if you give them a shoulder to cry after you have been tough to them. Let them express their emotions. Let them express their bitterness. It's okay. Let them vent it out. Never be tough to them if you cannot give them a shoulder to cry. Very important. Last but not the least, the most important, yada yada yada, a good leader creates more leaders. Like a candle, as you can see here. One of the proudest moments for me has been when one of my former reportees came to me and said that he had been chosen for a role where he felt he did not have enough experience, but the management felt that he was very well qualified. It was actually a moment where both of us fought back our tears, but this was actually a moment where I felt proud of having created at least one leader. I'm very sure each one of you, whether you know it or not, each one of you is creating leaders every day. Just open up, open your eyes, see how you can create more and more leaders. It's very important. And how do you create more leaders? Tough love. So tough love is an aspect that's often overlooked, as I said earlier. Love is what everyone sees. Tough is not something that people see. You would fail some associate satisfaction surveys. You will fail some leadership in interventions. You would get some brickbats from your management. You would be advised, hey, be nice to your team members. Yes, being nice once in a while is good. What is more important? It's not important that today you get good customer satisfaction surveys. Today team members do kumbaya with you. Hey, great, we are happy, beautiful leader, nice atmosphere. That's important, but what is more important is tomorrow when they are not under your wings, when they are not in your shadow, they bloom. And they in turn create more leaders. And that's only possible if you have shown that tough love to them. That is the essence of making them fail. Yes, I want to see them fail. I want to make them curse me. I want them to feel that they have to leave the team sometime. Because that's when people become real leaders. And if you consider yourself a leader, this is really very important. So, thank you very much. One quick thing, energy levels. You have gone through this session. You can note down, you can put comments on this video what your energy level is. Is it very high at a 1 or when you drained our battery it's a 3 or somewhere in between. So please feel free to leave your comments in this video. Please subscribe to this channel VR Vritta as well as its sister channel PM Vritta. On both these sites this video will be uploaded. Please feel free to like this, share this, embed this in your blogs, on your websites, share this with your colleagues, friends, and subscribe to these channels VR Vritta and PM Vritta. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in your journey to become a better person and a really very good leader. Thank you.